Hello, my name's Adrian Richards. I'm a plastic and cosmetic surgeon and I'm the medical director of Aurora Clinics. And today I'm going to be talking as part of the Botox series of what to expect following treatment. So Botox treatment is relatively safe, and I mentioned in other procedures, it does cause some discomfort but it's not normally too bad. Now, following treatment, what we like you to do is we like you to take it a little bit easy. We don't like you to drink alcohol or exercise for 3 to 4 hours following surgery, and this is really because any exercise or alcohol can increase blood flow to the skin and could potentially increase diffusion of the Botox away from where we want it to sit. So that's for 4 hours, and we also like you to try and use the muscle slightly more than usual following the treatment. So not excessively so you frighten children or anything, but just gentle frowning, raising your eyebrows, and smiling, and that helps bind the Botox in its rightful position where we want it to be. So we ask you to do that for sort of every 10 minutes for an hour following surgery. So minimal discomfort. There may be slight swelling, but normally that's very subtle. You may get a bruise. Some patients get a bruise, and that's just unfortunately if we hit one of the very small blood vessels during treatment, you will get a little bruise, which is normally sort of the size of a match head and a very small bruise, which can be hidden with makeup, and normally takes about a week to go. We can give you a special cream. One we tend to use is Aurora or Arnica, which help resolve the bruise slightly quicker. But if you do get a bruise, it's important that it will be there for about a week. So will people know you've had Botox treatment? Well, normally within an hour or so, once the tiny little marks have settled, covered with makeup, no, they wouldn't really know you've had a Botox treatment. You might initially, with your first time of treatment, get a slight odd sensation in your forehead, in the muscles treated in the next few days following treatment, which it basically feels like something's happening. It's not uncomfortable, it's not particularly swollen, it just feels like you're aware something's happening in the area. Interestingly, that doesn't happen normally on the subsequent treatments, only really on the first one. And then over the first 3 or 4 days following treatment, you'll just notice a slow increase or a slow decrease in your ability to frown and raise your forehead. So when you go to frown, you'll be able to frown a little bit, but it just won't be quite as strong as it was. So normally by a week, you've definitely noticed activity. By 2 weeks, the Botox will take its full effect, and by that time, our aim is that you look completely natural. Your frown is softened, so you can frown a little bit, but it's much softer. You can raise your eyebrows absolutely as normal. You may have actually got some raise in the eyebrows to make the eyebrows look a slightly nicer position, but you'll be able to raise your eyebrows, but you hopefully should have slight decrease in the folds, the transverse folds across the forehead if you had them before. And then if you've elected to have the crow's feet area treated, when you sort of smile, just the smile lines in there will be softened. We don't want them to go completely, we just want them softened. So you should have a subtle, improved appearance, look slightly sort of, if you had a sleep, if you've been on holiday, you look sort of slightly fresher and healthier. You still look like you. We want you to still look like you. We don't want you looking odd. We want you looking. Our aim is to make you look healthier and fresher, but without creating anything too major or really sort of creating a paralysed look. So I hope that's clarified some of the topics following Botox treatment. If you'd like any more information about Botox treatment or any of the other treatments offered by Aurora Clinics, or just like to come and have a chat to us about the best way forward for you, please don't hesitate to contact us either via our email, via the website, or by phoning us on 01844 214 316. Thank you very much.